Hello and welcome back to Adobe After Effects and You. Alright, in this lesson I'll be showing you how to create text and to animate it, which I think is really exciting. So, in order to begin, we'll select the horizontal type tool up here in the Tools panel and click inside this composition, Fire and Brimstone. For this, I'm going to add anger. And click to set it there. You'll notice that it said text before, but when I clicked on the layer itself, it now changed to anger. I'm going to go back to my selection tool and move the anger over here. Right now it's 132 font with chiller type font, so I'll just move that to, let's see, maybe Times New Roman. Right about here. That looks pretty cool. If you want to add more, you could just go back to your horizontal type tool, click right next to the text, and add additional, just like so. Now it's anger with exclamation points. Alright, so it looks pretty nice, but there's no animation to it yet. In order to add any kind of animation, we're going to have to go to Effects and Presets. However, there's also another way. By going into Animation, Browse Presets, you can open Adobe Bridge, where you can find any effects you want for your project. In this case, these are project presets. So I'm going to go to the text file here, and go to Miscellaneous. And here we have Explosion and Explosion 2. Notice that you can have a preview shown on the side where you can actually see the effect. This is quite useful if you need to pick a particular preset. In this case, I'll just use Explosion 2 because I think it looks really nice. I'll right-click and place in After Effects. In this case, I'll go under Text, Miscellaneous, and go to Explosion 2 and add it to Anger. Now when I look at its properties, and expand the timeline panel, I can see all the different properties that are being shown right now. This is very, very useful for my project since I need to see exactly what's going to happen. But unfortunately, it looks like I've added it to the end of the composition. So I'm going to have to reset by going to Edit, Undo, Apply Animation Reset. I'll move the current time indicator to the beginning and try again. Voila! Now I have my effect. If I hit a spacebar preview, you can see that the letters explode out into nothingness. This is exactly what I need right now, so I'll leave it at that and press spacebar to stop the spacebar preview. And drag the current time indicator back to the beginning. I'll also move the work duration area in the timeline a little bit down so we don't have to preview that much. When I preview it again, they explode out into nothingness once more. Unfortunately, the letters linger for a long time, which I don't want to do. So, I'll go back and select Anger again, scroll down to the bottom, and before I do that, I'll click this text selection to minimize the properties and hit Transform. In this case, I'm going to manipulate the properties of the opacity layer and click a stopwatch here at the beginning for 100%. I'll move this keyframe down a bit, right about here, and then move down here past the keyframe and type in 0 in this field and click Enter. I'll move the current time indicator back here, and now, when I preview, the text animation explodes outward, and disappears completely. Click that and move it back to the beginning again. Unfortunately, when I did preview it, it looked like the actual effect of the explosion was longer than the effects I applied. So, clicking the opacity property under Transform selects all the keyframes. I'm going to move these down just a bit, right here, just before it reaches this keyframe. When I press spacebar again to preview, it disappears much, much quicker. And of course, if I move it down even more and go back and preview, the text completely disappears before it leaves. Well, that's all for now. If you have any more information, you can go to my channel page, After Effects and You, on www.youtube.com. If you want, you can continue to my channel to watch the final video, Making Masks.